Hey guys, welcome to Susan Shares. Today we're going to talk about a very important issue that we don't talk about enough, and that's self-care. A long time ago, somebody gave me a metaphor to pull from for self-care that is really paints a picture, and you know how I love to paint a picture, and it's of a flight attendant that gets before all of, if you've ever flown in a plane, she says, you know, the oxygen is above your head, and if you're in need of oxygen, you pull it down, you put the mask over your own face before you pull it in front of your infant child or whoever else needs it. At first, the first time I heard that is a very young mom who held a baby in her lap. I thought, oh, I couldn't do that. That's the most selfish thing I've ever heard in my lap. Of course I would cover the baby first, always. And then I thought for 10 seconds about that, and I thought, well, of course not. I would have to have the mask over myself first so that I could breathe, so that I could take care. At that time it was Chad, my baby, so that he would be well taken care of, which is the metaphor for self-care. You have to take care of yourself before you can care for others. You've got to be taken care of. So what does that look like for you? And it's very different for you than it is for anyone else, because our lives all look different. I'm in a different phase in my life than you are. I'm in a different job than you are. I'm in a different relationship than you are. So that looks different. Our backgrounds are different. But we have to look at it through a holistic lens, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And so what are you eating? Are you exercise? Are you sleeping? Are you reading God's Word, where true life is? Are you talking and building relationship, praying on the spiritual life to Jesus and developing that relationship? Are you being fed by God's Word through other people? God speaks to us through Himself, His Word, and His people. So is that happening on the spiritual side? So all of those have to be evaluated and considered under the umbrella of self-care. So how is that being evaluated? And your emotional and mental part, your friendships, do your friendships draw you to God or draw you to themselves? Are they feeding you? Are they bringing you joy and life, or do they deplete you? And so you have to evaluate that. Healthy community and friends. And I'm being very serious on the physical side. Are you exercising? Are you sleeping? Are you eating well? Or do you not eat anything all day long and then binge at night? These are all under the umbrella of self-care. So you need to evaluate those pieces in your life and ask yourself, what does self-care look like for me? Because I can tell you for certain that it matters in your life, how healthy you are in all areas of your life. I can tell if you just pull one of those out and say, yeah, I exercise once a month, I'm good. And of course, I know none of you would say that, but if you do pull one area and go, I'm good in that one area, so therefore I have good self-care, that's not true. The lens needs to be holistic. The lens needs to be holistic, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And work on those all the time. You don't work on them one time, you work on them all the time so that you can be a healthy person, because then that will look, you know, every relationship you're in contact with, you know, will matter if you're looking at your life through that holistic view of self-care, so that it will matter. It will matter. If you've got a wound, I can assure you, if you've got a wound and it's not taken care of, self-care, that would be maybe under counseling, under the mental category. And if you're not seeking counsel, that wound will come out and hurt another relationship. So evaluate your life under a self-care lens. You'll be glad that you did. Have a great day. Bye.